Guys, VideoJames, and this is going to be a review for Star Wars Commander. And the reason I'm making this video is partly because I wanted to review this game, but also partly because I got Pokemon Sun and Moon today, and I'm not really sure I'm going to be doing a playthrough of those until I've played through both of them, just because I like playing games and I want to get the full story, at least with a Pokemon game. I want to get the full story out of it before I do a playthrough of it for you guys, where I actually try and put jokes in and make it entertaining, because I want to just play through it on my own and just not have any interruptions whatsoever. So I might do a playthrough of it if you guys want me to. I might not, but let me know what you guys want and I might do it. Just let me know down in the comments. But anyway, back to Star Wars Commander. This is basically, it's a builder game like the How to Train Your Dragon game I did a review on a while ago. But it's Star Wars based, and you can basically play through the story of the Rebel side of the story or the Empire side of the story. And you can build your own Rebel or Empire base, train Rebel or Empire troops, and attack other players. And that's the main point of this game, is it's kind of a social game. There is a story mode, but it's not as significant. But the main point of this game is that you get to train your own troops and make your own sort of Star Wars base, and you get to attack other people and unlock more troops and attack more people. So as you can see now, I'm currently level 7 due to my level 7 HQ over here, and I've got a whole bunch of buildings over here. So I'm going to talk about only a few of them, just because a lot of them do the same thing. So this building right here, this little blue conveyor belt thingy, this is an alloy refinery, and what this does is it basically makes alloy, which is this little blue thing you see up in the top right, the little blue resource. And this, over here, this blue thing right here, is an alloy depot, and that basically stores the alloy and gives you the set limit for how much you can have. And this is the credit market, which is basically like the alloy refinery for credits. And then over here we have the credit vault. And then this is probably the most important building in your base. It's the HQ, and this basically determines what level you are, what troops are accessible to you, and what kind of stuff you can have in your inventory. Because the HQ is where your inventory is, and if we go to mine, for example, we can see that I have a lot of troops currently from my HQ. We can see I have a Crate Dragon, an AT-AT, some Twi'lek Incinerators, yada yada. And this building, next to the HQ, is the Squad Center. And this is more of a social interaction building, because this tries to get you to interact with other people to try and further your ranking in the game. This basically lets you join a squad. So as we can see, I have this little blue arrow on the right side of the screen. This is basically my squad, Order of Empire. And basically what squads are is they give you extra troops that you can use. So say you went into battle and you deployed the normal troops you get from your unit transports, then you can deploy extra troops from your squad centers. And you can also chat with other people on the squad center and engage in squad wars, which in my opinion wasn't really a good feature, just because it seems like the rebels are already more overpowered than it is for the Empire. And the rebels seem to have better stuff than us. I mean, I'm playing on the Empire side right now, and the rebels just dominate. Because they have so much better troops. Like, they actually have a troop that heals everything. And we only have a troop that heals vehicles. Like, fairness out the window? But anyway, there are other buildings, such as the Hero Command, where you train a stronger troop than normal troops that you can use in battles. So say you can only deploy one hero per battle, but there are multiple heroes such as Darth Vader, the Elite AT-AT, and the Veteran Walker. The Elite AT-AT is my favorite because it just takes out the shields and you don't have to make a regular AT-AT or an AT-DT in order to take them out. And in my opinion, it is a complete tank. It can take a few hits from anything that isn't a rocket launcher and just say, boy, you dead. Alright. And then over here, we've got the Starship Command. This is the sort of plane training area, I guess. They make planes, or ships, which you can also use during your attacks. And each ship has a different target. I should have mentioned this before. All troops have a different target for what they want to attack primarily, but planes have a troop that's recommended for them to hit because they do more damage to that specific troop. So if we look at the TIE Fighter, you see it has no preference on a preferred target. But if we look at the TIE Defender, it's used mainly for taking out turrets. And this is my favorite ship, because if any of you know what a mortar turret is, it's basically a turret that launches a big blob that explodes once it hits the ground. And these are extremely good, because my favorite unit for taking out turrets is close range, but mortars can hit long range before they even get there, and they do amounts of damage that are over-surpassing. So I can use the TIE Defender to take those turrets out before my troops get there. And then this right here is the unit transport, this little thing with the ship hovering over it. It determines the limit on your number of troops you can have. So this is where your troops are stored, as well as basically where they go after you train them. And then these two things over here, right next to the unit transport, are factories. And in these, you can basically build vehicles such as the speeder bike, the AT-AT, and the AT-DP. And out of those, I would say my favorite's probably the Mobile Heavy, just because it does incredible amounts of damage to turrets, to where you only need about 4 of them and 4 or 8 repair droids, and then you can just wall out with stormtroopers and win. And then this little building, I don't know if you can see it, but it's surrounded by TIE Fighter traps. You can see those. And this is where you train your troops. These are the barracks. So there's a bunch of different troops, and they all do different things. Like the Shock Trooper over here, the red armor one, he takes out traps, which are basically things you set in the ground to command airstrikes to hit your opponents if they try to attack you. And then we have the Dewback and the Dark Trooper over here in the bottom left. Their basically main target is turrets. And then we have Shock Troopers, Scout Troopers, and Heavy Troopers. Or not Shock Troopers, Stormtroopers. They basically have no preferred target. I mean, I think Stormtroopers prefer infantry. Let me check. Yeah, Stormtroopers prefer going after infantry. And then we have the Repair Droid, which heals vehicles. Now, the reason I don't like the Repair Droid is because it only heals vehicles when, even if you are part of the Empire, you're going to be using more troops. So, developers or anyone, if you're out there listening, please change the Repair Droid for the Empires to troops, because I understand it heals vehicles, but we're still going to use snipers and dewbacks and all that more, so why just not make it a medic droid? I mean, I get the Empire isn't exactly about healing the weak, but, I mean, come on. You gotta at least be fair. Alright, and then we have the turrets that you can see, and I've got my mortars, my rapid fires, and my rockets over here. In my opinion, the mortars are best, just because they can hit from long range without getting hit back. So it's like you basically have a time limit before they can hit you. And then right here, in the smack center of my base, we not only have the shields generators, which provide a little cover for you if you get attacked, but we also have the Droideka. And the Droideka, in my opinion, is the best thing about this game, because not only can he be used to defend your base when you're not around, but he can also attack people if you command him to. So, he's basically the best thing of this game, and there's 2 of him. So if you have both of them, you're basically guaranteed you're not going to lose that much. Because the second version of him is OP as heck. You try and fight one of those in real life, you get shot down in 2.5 seconds. I'm not literally joking. Alright. And then, the features of this game, we've got the attacking feature, which is basically where you can find a random player who's not online and not under protection, and you can attack them and destroy their base, and at the same time, you can take the resources that they have, like credits, alloy, and contraband. And another thing about this game is they have events going on, like in Destiny, where if you attack people and you get a certain ranking, you can get certain stuff. So you see right now on Tatooine, we've got the Dawotin Hunter event, and I'm currently at Durasteel 2, which means I get 1 Dawotin Hunter. But Tatooine isn't the only planet, because you can fight on 6 different planets, not including Hoth, Takodana, and Dandoran. So they basically took a few planets. I wish they would have like more, because these 4 just seem kind of limited. One thing I want them to do is I want them to put Dagobah in. I mean, I guess I know why they wouldn't, because that kind of contradicts the whole secrecy of Dagobah and why Yoda went there, but I'd still like it in the game, because it doesn't have to stay completely true to the story. But anyway, that's basically the fighting aspect of the game. There's a war thing, but if I click on that button, it'll trigger the war, so I'm not going to do that. So, the war is basically where 2 squads fight each other, and the winning squad gets a supply crate with amazing supplies, such as extra troops, resources, and upgrades, whereas the one who loses only gets, like, scraps. And that's basically it for Star Wars Commander. If I had to give this game a rating, which I am, only a 3.5 out of 5, because, again, there isn't really much you can do on the Empire side, because it seems like you're way underpowered compared to the Rebels. Plus, we don't have... There's a time limit thing where if you don't push a button within a certain amount of time, I think it's like 4 minutes, the game shuts off. That is incredibly annoying. Like, seriously, stop with that. There shouldn't be a time limit on games where if you're on a game and you don't click for like 4 minutes, you lose, unless there's like a declare loss because of inactivity, like there is on Showdown. And again, another bad factor of this game is that the Rebels are too overpowered, but also that the events kind of seem a little unfair because they don't really give you the resources you need. Like, I've been trying to get the Shock Trooper stuff for a long time, and now that they updated the game to have that little put in a resource thing and you'll be able to upgrade your Shock Trooper instead of just getting the upgrade directly, that's annoying, because it makes it so much more complicated than just getting the Shock Trooper upgrades all together at once, instead of having to continually get pieces to the upgrades. But anyway, that's it for Star Wars Commander. If you guys want to get this game, I'll leave links down in the description, and if you liked it, slap the like button as always, and I will see you guys later.